Hey everyone, Koru here with another Gamedibs.com video game review. Today I'm reviewing Tatsunoko vs. Capcom Cross Generation of Heroes. This game was released in December of '08 in Japan for the Nintendo Wii. It's a Wii exclusive and it's scheduled to be released in North America around the winter 2009, early 2010 season. And the European release date is still to be announced. This is the 7th installment in Capcom's Versus series. You all know other games like Marvel vs. Capcom and Capcom vs. SNK and SVC Chaos and all that shit. This is the first Versus series game that is 2.5D, as in the backgrounds and the character models are all 3D, but the gameplay is strictly 2D. This game uses 3 attack buttons. It's weak, medium, and strong, which of course contours to the Wii's controls with its limited buttons, but you can use a multitude of different controls to play the game. You can use the Wiimote on its side, which completes auto combos for you in the air and the like. Then you can use the Wiimote and the nunchuck. You can use the classic controller, or you can use the GameCube controller, either the wired one or the Wavebird, that's your call. So there's a lot of different control schemes that you can choose from to see which one you like best. There's also a fighting stick, which you can use to have that arcade feel if you're into that sort of thing. I know most fighting game fans are. Now, in total, you have 23 characters. 22 you can actually play as. The final boss is not selectable. You have a big amount of characters from Tatsunoko and from Capcom. And for those who don't know what the hell Tatsunoko is, it's a company that produces Japanese animation. There's characters like Speed Racer and Tekken Man and Evangelion, people have surely heard of those characters, but you won't find any of them here except for Tekken Man. But it's a really fun game. It's very fast-paced. I thought that it was pretty nice to play as some of the Tatsunoko characters that I used to watch in their anime way back in the 80s, and some as early as the 70s. Now, there are 2 large characters in this game. There's the Gold Light Tan from Tatsunoko, and there's the PTX-40A from Capcom, which was from Lost Planet Extreme Conditions. If you pick either one of these characters, you can't pick a partner, because they're so goddamn huge that you can't have a partner join you. Most of the universal mechanics are similar to the older games. You can do your variable assist attacks, your variable attack, your variable counter attack. You also have the snapback, which forces your opponent to switch characters if you actually land it. You have the hyper variable combination, the delayed hyper cancellation, and fighting game fans, you all know what the hell all this mumbo jumbo jargon is. You can also do aerial raves, which are your little air combos. And there's the variable area rave. There's the mega crash, which is a maneuver that frees the character from the opponent while at the sacrifice of part of your own life or 2 stocks of your level bar. There's an assault attack, which is an offensive variation of mega crash. Then there's the baroque cancel, and so on and so forth. There's lots of different technical mumbo jumbo for this game, but once you get into it, you can figure it out. The final boss character is Yami, who is from Okami, which is interesting. I remember when I made it to him, I was like, holy fucking shit, not this thing. I just knew being a Versus game, it would probably have some giant boss at the end, given the X-Men vs. Street Fighter with Apocalypse, and then you had Onslaught, and then you had Abyss. So I figured it would be some big-ass character, and when it turned out to be Yami, I was pretty surprised. Yami has 3 different forms that you go through, and he's not that tough. I mean, he's not that difficult, once you figure out his strategy. So he'll be tough at first, but once you figure him out, he's not that bad. Now, this game is going to be released in the States, as I mentioned early in the review, and they're talking about adding online play, which the Japanese version does not support. I thought that was a huge mistake because it's a fighting game. And it's a Capcom versus fighting game. People are going to want this game to be online. I mean, granted it was released in arcades where people can get their competition and all that, but people are definitely going to want online play for this. So there have been talks about what to put in the US version, and online play is one of those things. There was some small talk about Wii Speak support, but that was quickly thrown out the window because, you know, fighting game fans, they love to shit talk, so I guess too many people's parents will be bitching about that or something, who knows. But there's also talk about adding 5 new characters to the roster who aren't present in the Japanese version. Because of the fact that Hakushan Daimao, if I even pronounced that correctly, he's from the anime The Genie family. He was removed from the US release, so he won't be in the game, I guess due to licensing issues, because from everything that I've read, getting the licenses, this game wasn't even planned to come out in the United States due to all the trouble they would have to go through with all the licensed properties and all that. But apparently they found a way, and they're going to be releasing it here. So there's supposed to be 5 new characters to join the American roster, and so far they haven't released any of the names on who it might be. There's been a lot of talk about Samurai Pizza Cats and Speed Racer or Racer X and some Evangelion characters. There was even somewhere I read where someone said they were pissed off because Astro Boy wasn't in the game, which is funny, and no one even bothered to like explain it to him, but Astro Boy's not a Tatsunoko property, so he has nothing to do with Tatsunoko, so him being in the game wouldn't even make any damn sense. But there was some talk about Phoenix Wright being one of the characters, but I guess they had some problem with him saying objection in English would be too many damn letters. You know, it would be like a 10-letter attack, which I guess would have made the game pretty unbalanced. But they've cleared all the American rights for the most part, so it will be coming out here. You also have mini games to go through. You have your arcade mode, your versus mode, your time attack, your survival. You can also purchase stuff to unlock characters and movies and stuff like that. The bonus games are really cool, the mini games, because they're all character specific, and they support up to 4 players, the majority of them. So that's lots of replay value right there if you want to, you know, gain a lot of points to purchase things in the little store. It's pretty fun, I suppose. But for fighting game fans, you know, from what I understand, this game's not perfect, and it's broken, and it's got infinites, and it's got all this shit. Hopefully they'll fix it for the American release, but we'll just have to wait and see when it hits our shores later this year. Hopefully around the Christmas time season, who knows. But this has been Tatsunoko vs. Capcom Cross Generation of Heroes, which will be called Tatsunoko vs. Capcom Ultimate All-Stars in the States. For the Nintendo Wii, as it stands, this is going to be a Wii exclusive. It's not going anywhere else, so Wii fans, if you want a good fighting game, definitely pick this up when it hits shores around the winter season. Until next time, take care, everybody. Before I forget, VK Mies, I can't pronounce your fucking name, man. Shit. Anyway, he interviewed me on screwattack.com. So be sure to click the link in the video description on your right and check it out. See you guys next time.